Would you like to learn about a cryptocurrency that replicates one of the top business models in the social media world right now that has very low competition and could yield incredible multipliers? If you do, you are going to love this video. My name is Suppoman, your superhero of cryptocurrency. I find you the 100x gems. If you want more content like this, make sure you smash a like on this video. You subscribe to the Suppoman. A lot of you are not subscribed, so if you subscribe, make sure that you say to me, I am new and have subscribed, and I will respond to you, and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out on timely content like this. The state of the market continues to be uncertain, with fear increasing since yesterday. Yesterday we did go into the extreme fear stage where we were 25. Now we've gone down to 24. And the Bitcoin price has not been able to hold 42,000. It is, in my opinion, having a slow bleed down to the low 40 zone. Now, if you watched my video last night, you will have seen that the reason behind Bitcoin plummeting is because the US dollar is rallying. So yesterday it had rallied up to this price here, and today it has gone on to increase even more. This has led to a bleed out of other assets. For instance, gold has dropped, and some of the financial markets like the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the Standard & Poor's have all suffered as a result of the dollar rallying. And until the dollar stops rallying, then I imagine that the prices of various assets that are alternatives to the dollar are going to keep falling. So, in the interim, this could be a great opportunity to buy excellent coins at a discount. Now, one of the big pieces of news that has happened in the last 24 hours is this. The Pulse Chain testnet has launched. And Pulse Chain is the answer to the Ethereum gas fee problem. This is a faster transaction network. It is a green fork of Ethereum that allows you to transact tokens for a much cheaper fee. Now, I have gotten one of the bigger fees here, and I have calculated it based on the price of Ethereum today, how much it would cost for a transaction. As you can see, a lot of the other transactions are much cheaper than this transaction. So, for instance, this one's just 0 Ether. This one's 0.00001, but this one's 0.001. So I had a look at how this compared to an Ethereum gas cost, which is normally around about $50 to $60 today, and it would actually be $3.63. So the Pulse Chain testnet is currently showing the capabilities of Pulse Chain itself. However, what is Pulse Chain like for gains? If you sacrificed Pulse Chain, or you didn't sacrifice Pulse Chain, should you get in to Pulse Chain as soon as it comes out? So, what are the gains potential for Pulse Chain in my opinion? So, the initial price when this releases, which will probably be in the next few weeks, is going to be 0 or 0.000000. Now, sacrifices will break even at 0.0001 of a dollar. And the sacrifices own all the supply because essentially Pulse Chain was minted based on the sacrificed cryptocurrency sacrifices made at the time of the sacrifice period. So the price would need to go to 0.001 of a dollar for a break even. But because the sacrifices own all the supply, it may be difficult to be able to buy some of the Pulse Chain, therefore allowing for Pulse Chain to have appreciative value. However, I'm going to share with you some metrics which will show you that Pulse Chain will need to achieve incredible feats to achieve some of the gains that is expected by the Pulse Chain community. Now, I sacrificed my crypto to get into Pulse Chain like many others, but in the last day of the sacrifice, Richard Hart actually sacrificed $15 billion worth of his cryptocurrency to mint a further 150 trillion Pulse Chain, therefore creating a massive initial supply. So 150 trillion initial supply. This is Richard Hart's contribution plus all the sacrifices contribution, there or thereabouts. So given this supply, it's going to need for Pulse Chain to essentially rank in the top cryptocurrencies if anybody's going to be making gains. Now, I would be happy for Richard Hart to clarify this, but based on the information that's been made available as to how much was sacrificed into Pulse, this is what's going to be required for multipliers. So, for it to 10x, therefore being a tenth of a cent, the market cap would actually be 150 billion. So 150 billion would actually put it in rank 3. It would be just under Ethereum. If it was to go for 100x, it would be 1.5 trillion, which is a figure that not even Bitcoin has managed to achieve at this point. So this would be a massive rank 1. Now Hex, which is arguably not as popular as Pulse Chain, even though it's been around for 2 years. Hex is a number 3 cryptocurrency according to market cap. So if this was to achieve number 1, it would not be unheard of. However, this would have to be the most valuable cryptocurrency in the world. For it to 1000x, now some people in the Pulse Chain community are expecting this to 1000 to 14,000x, right? So for it to even 1000x, it would therefore be $15 trillion, which is 7 times more than the market cap is of the entire crypto market today. So I don't know what Richard Hart is going to be doing, if he is going to be allowing some of the supply he minted to be used as liquidity so people can just buy Pulse, or if these figures do need to be achieved off the bat in order for Pulse Chain investors to get massive multipliers. But what I would probably say is that given the initial price is going to be at 0, it is possible that people who are FOMOing and are unhappy about how much is needed to actually achieve a 10x or 100x may just sell and put that supply into circulation, allowing for people buying it on day 1 to probably get it cheaper as they did with Hex. But according to Richard Hart, this is not going to be like day 1 of Hex. Apparently there should be no dip. So let's just listen to what Richard Hart has to say about day 1 of Pulse Chain.
It's a little bit different than the day 1 Hex launch because this is not likely to have a dip like the Hex launch did, where, you know, if you got in a day 30, you did better than getting in a day 1 because it had constant supply coming out every day, but it didn't have constant demand every day. It had.
So anyway, so what he is saying is that because there was supply coming out for Hex on day 1, people were able to actually buy it on a dip at a better price than those who invested in it before it launched. So that remains to be seen. I would be happy for Richard Hart to actually clarify what the state of play is with Pulse Chain, and actually are these figures here what we are going to be playing with. Now, I'm going to bring you a cryptocurrency that is going to be launching very, very soon and looks to be pretty exciting, and I wanted to analyze it for you. So, before I do so, a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. All cryptocurrency investments are risky and do not copy what I invest in. Use me as research for whatever you invest in. And all views and predictions expressed here are for personal opinion and for educational purposes. So, what is this coin that has huge multiplier potential? It is called Happy Fans, and it's going to be launching on October the 10th. So, Happy Fans. Does that sound like a good name to you? Well, it certainly is using a very profitable business model. So, what is Happy Fans? Happy Fans is the crypto version of OnlyFans. Now, OnlyFans is an adult content video and photo platform. It's a social network, very, very recent, that mainly adult content creators use. So, they put content behind a paywall that you unlock with money, essentially. So it's typically, if you watch TikTok, there are a lot of female content creators that use TikTok to broadcast their OnlyFans profile. So what happens is that these content creators, they create intimate relationships with their fans. They essentially only allow people who pay to see intimate details about this particular content creator. So see intimate parts of their body or receive video messages just for them. Or the content creator creates specific content just for that fan, therefore calling it OnlyFans. So Happy Fans is basically the cryptocurrency version of this business model. So why is this investable? Well, because it's a first mover. In this particular market of adult social networking, there is no real content in this area. So this therefore has the chance to be a first mover. It's a deflationary coin, so the percentage that goes back to Happy Fans that is not paid to the content creator, some of that is used to burn tokens, and so therefore creating a deflationary supply over time. What else is investable is that this is part of the decentralized social trend and NFTs. So decentralized social or desocial is a trend that has not even yet happened. So this is one of the very, very first movers in decentralized social. And it's going to be NFTs as well, which I'm going to tell you more about in a little bit. And the token is going to be used as a discount. So instead of using another Binance Smart Chain token to be able to pay the content creator, Happy Fans is going to give you discounts if you use that to unlock some of the premium content. Now, OnlyFans as a business actually achieves $12.5 billion in revenue. So you can see that this business model actually makes it so distinct from everything else in the social media world, like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and any of the other video or photo platforms, that therefore Happy Fans does have a chance as the crypto version and the first one in this crypto version to be able to generate decent revenue for content creators inside cryptocurrency. So what are they looking to solve? So there is a problem between MasterCard and adult websites. So MasterCard and Visa do not support, or are growingly not supporting, adult websites, whether this be actual porn websites or OnlyFans or OnlyFans type websites. So this solves that problem because you are using a cryptocurrency network, you're using a blockchain network, in this case the Binance Smart Chain blockchain network, in order to be able to pay and monetize content creators. It's decentralized, so unlike OnlyFans and every other social network out there, there are rules that you have to play by. If you do not play by those rules, you get kicked out. And not only that, but recently OnlyFans actually were going to stop their adult content, which as a result of doing that would actually mean that these adult content creators had nowhere to go. And that's because it's a centralized business model. So being decentralized, once it's out there, nothing can be done about it. Content creators can essentially use the platform for what it was intended for. Now, being on Binance Smart Chain means it's subject to micropayment benefits. So with Binance Smart Chain, it's incredibly low fees. If you've gotten involved in any Binance Smart Chain transactions on PancakeSwap, you will see it's so incredibly low compared to Ethereum, which is so incredibly high. So you've got the very fast speed and the very, very low cost. As far as the monetization is concerned, for content creators, they get instantly monetized. You know, when you are watching maybe a live stream that they're doing and you want to pay them as a fan of that particular content creator, they get the money instantly because Binance Smart Chain is very, very quick settlement. And also, OnlyFans pays 80% of monetization to the content creator, whereas Happy Fans pays 85%. So essentially 5% more than OnlyFans is what content creators can get with Happy Fans. So, and it's also got anonymous logins. So if you were wanting to be one of these content creators yourself, then people would not be able to get into your profile using your details because they have anonymous login procedure. So, where is this going to be available? This is going to be an IDO on ETHPad, KCCPad, and BSCPad. However, what they have said is they are also going to make private allocations available at the highest tiers of TronPad and AdaPad. So if you are already on BSCPad and you're a diamond tier holder, you get the private allocation anyway. And there's going to be more supply made available on BSCPad than on ETHPad and KCCPad. However, having said that, where there are less stakers, you'll probably get a higher allocation anyway. But if you are on the Sun tier of TronPad, you should be able to get a private allocation. And if you are on the highest tier on AdaPad, you should be able to get a private allocation. And LR means long roadmap. So they have got quite an extensive roadmap that takes them to Q2 2022. And that actually includes the creation of the actual social network. So that's a bit of a plus and a negative at the same time. It's a plus because you're actually working towards milestones. It's not actually there and complete and people will pump and dump on day one. But if the bull market plays out how it's supposed to, then the market may be finished by Q2 2022, in which case when the platform actually comes out, this may not be making huge gains. But having seen how NFT plays on BSC Pad or Binance Smart Chain have been doing, Happy Fans could have a sustainable growth because MetaBots has had that sustainable growth, even though it's actually not got a great business model compared to something like Happy Fans, and it's also a pretty weak game compared to other games coming out on other platforms. That's still kind of growing. So Happy Fans could have a chance of not just being pumped and dumped and left for dead. If we look at platforms that have also released on BSC Pad, like EOS, that's done incredibly well. It had over 100x on launch and has maintained a huge profit and has still retained a huge return on investment for initial investors in EOS. So social networks have potentially different mechanics when it comes to pumping and dumping particular cryptocurrency because there is such low competition in social networks, in particular in DeSo. So what is the size of the opportunity? So it's going to be a $520,000 market cap, which in my opinion is a little bit high compared to the likes of AdaPad, VelasPad, and some of the other cryptocurrencies that have been under 100k market cap on launch. This is relatively high. However, having said that, it's still very low compared to some of maybe the more prominent cryptocurrencies that are going to be launching, which could be around about 20 to 30 million. So it's still massive saving, and as far as I'm concerned, based on replicating the business model of a multi-billion-dollar business, this could actually be a very good starting market cap. So it's going to start at 0.000065 of a dollar with 8 billion supply launched initially. Now, this price is therefore 10x less than Unlock, so it's got 10x potential to reach the same as Unlock Protocol, which is also a kind of paywall membership protocol, and 63x to equal EOS, which is a decentralized social networking platform. So it has got multiple X for its investors potentially if this does extremely well. So I want to hear your opinion on Happy Fans. Does this sound like a quirky and profitable business model that could actually yield incredible results? When I looked at this, was not considering investing in Happy Fans because I personally think this is going to 10x, not 100x. Okay, so based on that supposition, I wasn't going to invest in it. However, based on the business model it's replicating, based on being a first mover in cryptocurrency for this type of content, because I thought this was going to come out on Stratos first, but it's come out on Binance Smart Chain. So I am going to actually invest in this. So I want to hear your opinions. Do you want to invest in it? And if so, why? And if you don't, why not? So that concludes today's episode of the Suppoman Show. So a couple of reminders. GameZone is out tomorrow. Now GameZone I think is going to more than 100x. I do think it could do better if we were in a much better performing market. As you can see right now, Bitcoin during even the time of this recording has lost about $300. But I still do think that GameZone is going to be a huge launchpad for the gaming projects. It's backed by Bluezilla, and as you can see, it's got some incredible multiplier potential. You can see that based from its initial market cap and its initial IDO price, that this could go out to a very profitable price if you're an early investor. If you haven't, make sure that you join Team Suppo's Masterminds Telegram group because I love this group. It's just going from strength to strength. There's lots and lots of discussion about fundamentally strong coins. And also, if you would like me to review a coin that you really like, then make sure that you go to this poll that I have put on Twitter. These are the cryptocurrencies I've been most requested to cover. So if you want to have one of these cryptocurrencies covered, make sure that you vote in this poll. Also, let me know if your particular cryptocurrency that you think could yield 50 to 100x in this bull run is not covered here and I haven't mentioned it. Let me know in the comments, what do you want me to cover? Because I will therefore make another poll in the future that maybe includes that coin. Till next time, people, it is lights out, all out.